Nothing that we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Greetings, Algo artisans. We're back. Little pre-market was pretty quiet, but I think we're starting to see some of that pre-market data play out just a little bit. We'll jump into that. Obviously, we see here, this NASDAQ's holding strong. So as the NASDAQ holds strong, we're going to see USD, JPY start to pop up. Everything's all kind of affected. Take a look at Bitcoin, though. It is pulling back a bit, but with Bitcoin, we just want to see whether or not it can hold above 102,000, right? That was the most recent move down. There was a little bit of wild price action yesterday. So price made its way up to 107, all the way down to 102. Now it didn't quite beat the top here, right? So it couldn't break 107. It stopped this morning at 106.8, so pretty close. And then now it's gonna make its way down to some point, and it's hard to say where that's going to be because price is now in a high time frame or a mid time frame consolidation. Just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to make its choice. If I had to take a guess, though, just looking at it for now, I think the reset's going to take it down to 102. If it does not bounce there, 100,000 is where it may go. USD JPY doing more or less what we talked about it doing. So look at the 3-hour here. It's come up to grab liquidity. Now it might simply reject to the downside or not, right? Whatever it does, I think it's going to be some time before it does it. So I think you're going to see it hang out here for a bit and then maybe head down. It could also continue up, right? It could just continue up into this area. This is hard to say which way it's going to go. And of course, that's the nature of the game when you get liquidity grabs, right? The last several have ended up going to the downside, grab right here, downside, grab right here, downside, pretty big grab right there, downside, grab right here, downside. So, provided that the market continues to be directional, that's what we'll see, but we are getting pretty close to kind of a technical moment right here where price does have some liquidity that it's going to want to grab. A little bit of back and forth in this area where I've drawn that rectangle. So we might see, it's already grabbed off of that basically, might pop up, continue this way. And I think that's about it for now. I think we're going to see like I said, it's going to head up for now. I don't see that flipping around, at least not at this very moment. It could always, shock down and do what's a little bit unexpected. But I think if you look at the 30-minute chart for USD JPY, it's probably going to grind up the next hour or two and then make its way down after that. And then it might grab a little short right there. It doesn't mean that it'll continue down, but I could at least get some play out of that one. And the euro is going to do the opposite. It's already starting to actually flip up a little bit. I haven't, technically I could have grabbed this scalp. It's not in the direction I like, but technically it's met the rules almost. It's a shaky one. Could have grabbed it. A little dangerous. So I'm not going to really fret about that. I was starting the show. I didn't have time to deal with it, to be honest with you. If I was strictly just trading, not doing shows, I might have caught this one, but that was a quick move. That move happened within like a minute. It's, very, very hard to catch things like that. Almost impossible. And then I'd be sitting in a trade that I'm not that confident about right now. And so this is a good chance I would not have done it under any circumstance. So quick look at okay. So a lot of USD strength. I know Mikey in the private chat was asking about USD strength, whether or not it's news related. I don't know. I don't really care. Either it's news related or not. The charts are going to tell us anything before, the charts are going to tell us anything before like the news. If the charts move based on news, the news has already happened, right? So it doesn't really matter. It might be this, U.S. Senate moves forward Virginia stablecoin bill. One thing about the stablecoin bill is that a lot of stablecoins, especially the ones that are involved in this bill, they're backed by treasuries. it's gonna add demand for U.S. Treasuries. So it might be why you see the Dixie moving at this time. And you're not going to predict that. I mean, you're not going to get that news and then have, I got to go trade that. Like, no, that's not how that works. Excuse me. That news is going to happen and the charts are going to move and you're going to go, I wish I would have known that. Or that news is going to happen. The charts are going to move. You're going to buy the top while everybody else sells it. It's usually how that goes. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't really care what it is. I mean, it's nice to know. If it's big enough news, the markets will continue in that direction. But just understand that stablecoins, they are a lot of them backed by treasuries. That includes Tether, right? Let's see here. And, Tether and Circle dominate the market, both backed by treasuries. And so, stablecoin build, I mean, I'd say that would affect crypto more than it would affect treasuries. It's not 250 billion sounds big, but it's not really in the, of course, it would bring a lot of money possibly to crypto. So it could change the landscape. Would it affect treasuries and cause the Dixie to go up? I don't know. Dixie being the basically dollar strength. So that's it for that. Let me see here. Let me take a look and see if I don't see any questions in the comments. If you guys want to see a chart in particular, we're just kind of continuing on from what we saw earlier is what we're really doing. Aussie AUD USD is pretty bearish right now. This had several weeks of bullishness and it may continue. You might see it climb back up here because there's a lot of bullishness in the high time frame. I think that what you're going to see with the AUD USD on the daily chart is a lot of sideways, maybe a move down, but it's going to come up again. That's what I think will happen. I think AUD USD is just consolidating before a move up. So, it was a great thing to long there for a minute. If you go back, to here, when it finally popped up, you had like a week and a half of just go long by the dip. It was beautiful. And there might be some time left on that. We're going to see, right? We're going to see how that unfolds. So like I said, if you're watching, just go ahead and, ask a question in the chat. I'll give you all a minute to formulate. Let me do that really quick. Also, while everybody's thinking of like questions or whatever, links in the description. Free algo, and also we will let you know when I'm going to do a like a workshop where you just like watch me trade, for a number of days. Probably 2 days, like Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. You can see my thought process and all that. Looking at the Aussie though, it's a fair. Excuse me, I've been up since very early. It's a fair thing to flip in the channel, the Aussie. It's created a bit of a channel also up here. Nice range. So it's actually approaching the bottom of that range. So it might be, and this is on the 3 hour too. So, it might be an opportunity to grab a nice long. It's showing a fair amount of bearishness, but I was going to flip. I'd say I'd be watching this for a nice flip. It just might take all day. You might not see it till this afternoon, but Aussie's probably going to be a nice long from about the current price, but I wouldn't long it just yet. I'd wait for the algos to give me the okay. The Aussie's been really consistent though on certain kind of flips, so I'd be watching that. All right. Well, I don't see any questions. There's some more people watching, so just give a shout out in the comments. Say hello. Got a few more people watching right now. I don't know if you're on X or Rumble or YouTube, but you should be able to all comment in the chat here. And we are about to flip over to the private live lab. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. And we'll just leave this open for a minute in case you guys have specific questions about a specific chart. Let's do a video chat. Okay, and if you were in the private live lab, give us a 5x5. Let me know that you can hear me on this. I'm pretty sure that's a give myself a 5x5 on that one. All right. No chart questions, quiet crowd today. That's okay. I mean, the market did just start to move, so it's not 100% like dead quiet, but relatively quiet this morning for sure. I will say the euro might be giving us a long right now, though. We'll just take a brief look at this before we move over to the private live lab. If you look at the euro on the 3-hour, you'll notice there's a bit of a range. It's not that clean, but it's there. Okay, not sure what's going on there, but let's do this here. So it's what? Oh man, this computer's been funky lately. Let's do this. Reload the site. Thank you, Mikey, for the 5x5. Look at the euro. And we'll talk about why there might be a long. You can see that price is at a support that I've drawn, right? Like right here, where that line is at the bottom. This is on the 3-hour chart. So if I were to roll down to the 30-minute, it'll become a bit more apparent. I don't know that it's going to jump up right away, but you can see the price is going back and forth in this area, like basically right. Man, this really strange behavior from the computer lately. What's going on with that? But it's going back and forth. I don't know what's going on with my browser. It's so weird. Okay. Shields are down. Oh, sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, let's see if it'll allow me to actually use this. Back. Yeah, see, look at that. That's so weird. So back and forth between these two areas. I don't know what the hell is going on with this software, but there it is. So it's at the bottom. It may pop up. Not necessarily. I'm not in this long yet. I need the algos to give me kind of the go ahead. But if it'll allow me to draw this, I think it might be a nice long, something like this. We'll see about it. We'll see how it looks. But see how it's kind of compressing. I don't think it's ready to go up, but at some point it might have a nice long right there. So just a little clue there. Again, I'm not in the trade at this time, but I think we'll have enough time in the private live lab to where if that becomes possible, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here for the public. I may come back on if the market is yielding trades later. I may come back on and do that. Man, seems as if my computer is like kind of freaking out, man. Let's see. Yeah, my browser's not even working. This is really odd. I did just update my system. Okay, this is really odd. Looks like V the Gorilla is here. Hey V, how you doing, bud?
Hello, namaste.
I can barely hear you, sir.
How's that?
There you go. That's better.
I had to put the mic very close to my mouth. How do I sound?
Sexy. Let
Very
me
nice.
out, but the browser's acting up, man. It's just like
Stop using that Brave browser, whatever you're using.
no, using Brave.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, this is all I mean. Is Brave bad?
Well, it doesn't work well for the types of applications that we're trying to do right now at this moment.
Okay, because I've been using it for a long time and not really had a problem, but today it's just failing me, man.
Yeah, it's not updating to the latest firmware that everybody else is. Just use Chrome for stuff like this, man.
Dude, Chrome. So I could just give away all my data for free.
Just create a bogus Google account and then use that bogus Google account to connect to StreamYard and everything else.
Oh, that's no, that doesn't work. Can't do that.
What do you mean?
We pay for StreamYard. It can't do that.
Okay. Then use whatever email you have linked up with StreamYard.
Yeah, so just use Chrome and give away my data.
Yeah,
that's what that comes down to. Let me see if I can get us out of here. We're supposed to get out of the public.
I have no problems that Google Chrome has a collection of my banana pictures from all over the world.